is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Well, it wasn't quite the way the Angels wanted to start this eighth-game homestand. They ended up dropping the opener against the Tampa Bay Rays last night. Tonight, from the Big A, it is game number 2 of this 3-game set. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth here at the Big A and back to Angels baseball on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Kubica. I'm Victor Rojas, and last night at least we were treated to the return of Mike Trout. Mike obviously contributed to a hit, or to the game with the hit, and Albert Pujols also contributed. The only run for the Angels, his 605th home run of his career.
Certainly some energy, Victor, in the ballpark with Mike Trout being back there. You mentioned that base hit. He also had a stolen base last night. A couple baseballs off the bat last night for Mike Trout, though. Over 100 miles per hour, that exit speed off the bat, so you know it's there. Time, even that first at bat, he just missed hitting a home run. Second at bat, that line drive up the middle, then he picks up a stolen base, his 11th stolen base of the season. Head first slide into second base. Went out there, smiling and pointing in the dugout, said, yes, I was able to go out and steal a base, and I stole the base the way I would want it to steal it. Then Albert Pujols, though. 605th career home run for Albert Pujols. Got a fastball around, belt high, brought his hands inside the baseball and drove it out. Both Albert and Mike Trout have tremendous career numbers against Alex Cobb. Very important for them to continue those good swings. 11 for 19 in their career for both of them against Alex Cobb tonight.
And even though the Angels dropped the game last night 2-1, they did have plenty of opportunities, so the other guys in the lineup are going to have to step up, not just Trout and Pujols, if the Angels are going to make a run in the second half. J.C. Ramirez will be on the mound for the Angels. He had a very good start right before the break and picking up the W. See what he can do tonight. We're just about ready for baseball. Sit back, relax. Lineups and first pitch when we return. Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is being brought to you by our local Southern California Land Rover retailers. By Jack in the Box, come try the new sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger and chicken sandwich for limited time only. And by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places.
Ramirez on the mound, especially here at home. It takes a little while for him to come out and get ready to throw that first pitch. Mentioned that last start that he had prior to the All-Star break. It looked as if before that start against Texas that JC perhaps running out of steam as the proverbial All-Star break and ceremonial first half was coming to an end. Guy hadn't started in the big leagues ever in his career, but all of a sudden he turned things around on a very warm afternoon in Arlington and threw the ball exceptionally well.
I really think, Victor, the key for that one for JC, he used a lot more four-seam fastballs. That had better velocity, better movement, upper part of the strike zone, got quite a few swing and miss. He even got some ground ball outs, but I think he went back to that formula, using that four-seamer upstairs, the sinker down lower part of the strike zone to go along with his very good curveball and slider combination.
I mentioned in the open that the Angels had some opportunities against the Rays last night. 0 for 7 against Jake Faria and the rest of that Rays staff. The opportunities were there plenty, especially early on against the youngster Faria, who I was very impressed with last night. The guy grew up here in Orange County, and this was his favorite team, favorite ballpark to come to as a kid. Imagine the Butterflies were there with so many friends and family, but he did a terrific job of pitching for the Rays.
Yeah, tremendous poise out there. There was a couple of opportunities where the Angels, like you mentioned, Victor, had a chance to add on some runs, but he kept himself under control. He rode that four-seam fastball upstairs. His command of his secondary pitches, excellent. So you got to give the youngster a lot of credit. We heard the ovation he got as he walked off the field from his family and friends here at the Big A. So what an effort there it was for Faria last night.
Flip side for the Angels, Rick Inolasco back to what he was 2-3 starts ago. He was exceptional pitching backwards. Location was great, had guys guessing the entire night. Another fantastic outing for him. Hopefully something to build upon. So 3 of the last 4 have been very good.
Touched base with him today about that same thing. He said really felt good about how he pitched. Like he did a couple starts before that last one where he struggled. He pitched backwards, like you said. Good all-speed pitches when they started looking off-speed. Fastball 92, 93 by him. Even Dickerson, a very good fastball hitter. He made him look bad with some fastballs.
It's another warm, muggy night here at the Big A. An hour earlier start. The sun shouldn't be a problem except for out in right field for Cole Calhoun. Perhaps maybe a little bit at first base on some pickoff throws for Luis Valbuena. But you see JC and the Angels wearing the alternate reds taking the field. So we'll take a look at Kevin Cash's starting lineup for the Rays with the victory last night. Now in sole possession of second place. Going into play today, 3.5 games back at 48 and 43. And very similar lineup that we saw last night. Really the only difference is the fact that Ramos is not behind the plate. Jesus Sucre gets to start today. He is catching and batting ninth. But you mentioned Corey Dickerson, a good fastball hitter, the all-star for the Rays. What a season for the Mississippi native.
Yeah, 44 extra base hits for Dickerson this season. He's done a real good job as far as attacking that first pitch, swinging at that first pitch nearly 41% of the time. But he's a guy that has very good coverage. We showed it last night. He'll even hit a pitch below the strike zone. So he's very aggressive and he can hit the ball very well. 37 opposite field hits this season.
That's JC Ramirez is on the mound. 21st appearance, 18th start of the season, 8-7 with a 4.46 ERA. He's gone 103 innings, 105 hits allowed, 81 strikeouts, and 30 walks. You mentioned that four-seam fastball was good the last time out. This is a team that he's going to have to kind of work around that because it's a pretty good fastball hitting team.
And they're very aggressive too. The bottom line is when you have an aggressive club, you have to be able to locate that first pitch where you want, see if you get some quick outs. A number of outs on the very first pitch. I think it was 4 for Ricky Nolasco last night, 1 pitch out. So that's what you're looking for JC Ramirez on this warm night.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Angels tonight. You've got Maben in left, Trout is back in center, Cole Calhoun in right, the infield with Escobar and Simmons on the left side, Pennington and Valbuena on the right side, and Martin Maldonado, the staple behind the plate once again.
And Mike Trout out in center field, 1 outfield assist so far this season, though when you look back last couple of seasons, career high as far as 7. This one error in his last 120 games in center field for Mike Trout. So often we talk about his ability on the offensive side, but been very, very solid defensively in center field.
Alex Smith ready to lead things off. He's the center fielder. 0 for 3 last night with a walk. Not a lot of hits combined last night. Total of 9. 4 for the Rays, 5 for the Angels, and that one was kind of a wicked way to start. Looked like Maldonado even never saw it. A fastball at 95. 1 ball, no strikes.
It's going a little Bull Durham right there, just to throw that one high one to make sure you're never comfortable at the plate.
Taking a shot at the bull. Smith fouls it back, and people still casually walking into the ballpark.
One thing to keep an eye on, Escobar playing way in the third base side. Smith is a very good bunter. He'll push down that third base line, but also try to drag a bunt to first base line too for Luis Valbuena on his toes.
Smith hitting .325 on the season. 7 extra base hits. I'll chop this one to short. Simmons has to commit on it. One away. Good to keep the speed of Smith off the bases as Dickerson comes to the plate.
And the interesting thing about that, all the times when you think of ground balls, you think of a sinking two-seam fastball lower part of the strike zone. But J.C. Ramirez last game out against Texas, already the first out of the game, a high fastball, four-seam fastball getting a quick out.
Dickerson comes in batting .308, 17 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Velasco in the Angels pen kept him in check last night, 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. First one missing outside. Mentioned last night, this is a Rays team that will strike out a lot, but they will also hit a lot of home runs. Got one last night from Evan Longoria in the first, the 134th of the season. Good chunk of their runs have come via the long ball. There's a breaking ball past Valbuena. That one hung a little bit. Dickerson, decent speed, will stop there. It's a 1-out single.
Continues to impress. We talked about how many opposite field hits he has, but he's still able to bring his hands inside. He's got good power, pull power, also on a pitch on the inner half of the plate. Setting up away, stay back, 79-mile-an-hour curveball, stay back on it well and lines it past. Valbuena gets his foot down. More level swing than normal you'll see for Dickerson, more of an uppercut swing. Base hit, 2 stolen basemen, caught 3 times so far this year.
So man on with 1 out. Here's Longoria. Had a couple of hits last night. Home run in that first inning. Had a double late. Just missed a second home run. Oh, hitting off the fence. Just to the left of the bullpen. That's a Dickerson. Didn't run a whole lot. 2 stolen bases. Been caught 3 times.
Might be on the move though at some point. Longoria's rolled into 12 double plays this year.
That leads the Rays. It's back toward the middle, and that'll sneak through for a base hit. So back-to-back hits for Tampa Bay. Morrison will come to the plate.
This time a slider. Pretty good location off the end of the bat, Longoria, but right back up the middle. Just found that spot. Even though Pennington was playing and shading towards that area. Looked like he committed to going to the base thinking that Andrelton Simmons was going to get there. Ends up being a base hit.
Tricky part about that, if Pennington is going after the baseball and Simmons as well, you may not have a
There's
play.
nobody gonna be
Maybe
there.
at first base with Longoria running down the line. 2 on, 1 out. And the first one's down and away on Logan Morrison. First baseman hitting .254. 15 doubles, 24 home runs, and 57 runs batted in. And not a part of the home run derby this past week.
Gary Sanchez instead.
8th seed took out the number 1.
He was very impressive in the home run derby. By the way, that was pretty fun to watch. Aaron Judge was unreal.
Bohr was great too.
Yeah. He had that crowd going nuts.
Two balls, no strikes. Caught the inside corner. Pat Hoberg, by the way, called the balls and strikes tonight. Terry Davis, the crew chief at first. Tony Randazzo at second. Rob Drake over at third.
One thing for J.C. Ramirez, we talked about that a lot in his first 11 starts. Struggle in the first inning. He gave up 14 first inning runs, though, but in his last 6 starts, 0 runs allowed in the first inning for J.C. Ramirez.
Blew that fastball right by him. 2-2. Another nice night for baseball here in Southern Cal. A little warmer though. Muggy today by California standards.
Yeah, it feels almost like a back east day.
Yeah. But not quite.
No. We'll be testing that out in Baltimore and Washington before we know it.
Down goes Morrison. 2 outs.
It's that good moving fastball. Four-seamer at 99-mile-an-hour fastball. With great action on that.
It's a 2 on 2 outs now. Steven Souza Jr. at the plate, right fielder. .268 average, 17 home runs, 56 runs batted in. First one in there for a strike.
Good sharp slider, 90-mile-an-hour slider from J.C. Ramirez. So far we've seen a 79-mile-an-hour curveball, a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, 20-mile differential already here in the first inning for J.C. Ramirez as far as pitch velocity.
Souza backs out. Right fielder last night ended up going 0 for 3. Had a walk. No balls, 2 strikes. Only 14 pitches thrown. Seems like he's throwing more than that. But Dickerson and Longoria both getting their hits early in the count.
A little bit too much in the strike zone there for J.C. Ramirez, especially 0-2 count.
I liked about the last start for JC in Texas the fact that his tempo was a little bit more upbeat. Prior to that, like I said, it looked almost like he's run out of gas. Everything was slowing down for him. Now with misses.
One thing on that delivery though, even though it was a pretty close pitch, he was real quick on his delivery. But an 0-2 count, especially with a couple runners on it, aren't necessarily going to try to steal a base. That's when you come to that set position to be able to gather yourself a little bit more and a little bit longer.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to work around a couple of back-to-back singles with 1 out here in the first. And now the 2-2. Little dribbler, third base line, and it goes foul. That ball kicked and was gonna go fair, huh?
Got that, hit that grass there, and it could have bounced back into fair territory. It would have been a very difficult play though.
And down goes Souza, back-to-back strikeouts, and those 2 hits are stranded on the bases. We hit at the bottom of the first inning with no score. Game number 94 for the Angels. 45-48, time for third. 17.5 back in the West. And you've got Maven, Calhoun, Trout in the top third. Pujols, Escobar, Simmons in the middle third. Valbuena, Maldonado, and tonight Pennington getting to start at second base. Mentioned Albert Pujols in the open. 605 career home runs, and he got his early last night.
Yeah, 6 for 9 in his career versus Alex Cobb, including a home run against Cobb. The guy that pitches lower part of the strike zone a lot. Albert Pujols has very good numbers on pitches in that lower part of the strike zone.
Alex Cobb, the Vero Beach, Florida native, is on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays. 7-6 and a 3.75 ERA. This will be his 19th start of the season, second against the Angels.
And my go-to is to be successful against Cobb tonight is track that lower zone. He throws a lot of pitches lower part of the strike zone and good at bats with runners on. His numbers aren't real good with runners on, and the Angels last night didn't have good approaches. Look for better approaches against Cobb tonight with runners on base.
Maven takes the first one up and in. Cam comes in batting .242. 16 doubles, a triple, 6 home runs, 21 runs batted in.
It's amazing with that delivery how he keeps balance and throws strikes on a consistent basis. It feels like any kind of a movement at all on the pitching rubber, you're going to fall towards that first base side and your elbow is going to drag.
2 balls, 1 strike. Cobb just made 5 starts last year, coming back from Tommy John surgery.
There on that pitching rubber and have that balance on that back leg. You have that strong back leg to be able to drive like that and keep the balance to be in that strike zone consistently.
This is lined to short. Echeverria, a little bit of a bobble. Still able to throw out Maven. And there's the first out. Take a look at the Rays on the defensive side of things. Peterson, Smith, Souza in the outfield just like it was last night. Same thing on the infield with Longoria, Echeverria, Miller, and Morrison. Sucre tonight behind the plate.
And Echeverria, I promise you, Victor, we didn't plan that after that play right there, but we're going to highlight him on the defensive side. .991 fielding percentage this season as compared to .977 last year. He's turned 15 double plays. Been out for quite a bit this season, but very, very good shortstop position.
Cole takes upstairs. Hitless last night, going 0 for 3, but on board twice with a walk and a hit by pitch.
Well, the odd thing early on here for Alex Cobb, a guy that throws a lot of sinking fastballs, not many four-seam fastballs. He's lived at the upper part of the strike zone on almost all 6 of these pitches so far in this game.
Shift on with Cole at the plate. 1-1. Breaking ball. Drops in there 1-2. Now they will flip-flop. Longoria will go over to the second base side of things, and Echeverria back to his shortstop position.
This Tampa Bay team will do a lot of shifting in the infield.
One, 2 now. Breaking ball, and chopped Echeverria. 2 down.
And my Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be successful against Alex Cobb and the Rays and with Bruno Mars. That's what I like. Again, when they're successful against Alex Cobb, it's been in that lower part of the strike zone. So far, a number of pitches upstairs, but what the hitters have to track is lower part of the strike zone. That's what they like, to drive the baseball lower part of the zone.
Mentioned it's the second time that he's faced the Angels. Took the loss back on May 23rd. 7 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 5 strikeouts in that outing at the Trop. As Trout settles in, he will look at a strike. Like 1 hit last night. 333 on the season. 16 home runs, 36 RBIs. Ground ball slowly hit to Echeverria. Busy man. First gets all 3 ground outs, and we will head to the second with no score. Locations to choose from. The 5-game summer plan allows for flexibility in choosing games throughout the summer and includes a personalized hat. Visit Angels.com for more details. It's like a personalized cocktail right there.
Yes.
Brad Miller, Danny Echeverria, Shane Peterson for the Rays here in the second. 19 pitches for J.C. Ramirez to get out of the first, but did so in grand fashion with a couple of strikeouts. Miller with the game-winning double last night. Camp Drozier.
Still can't believe how well that baseball carried towards the end of the bat.
Right into that swing path.
That's where I think you attack him, running fastballs away. A curveball seems to go right, and you mentioned that swing path he has. You try that hard slider down and in off the plate, or stay with that firm fastball away.
Go back to last night, that 2-strike, 2-out hit that Miller had. Top of the top.
The off the bat, it looked like it even shocked Van Drozier how far that baseball went. And ends up scoring. Ramos all the way from first base. Brad Miller, big RBI double.
Miller goes down swinging on the breaking ball. 1 out. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts for JC.
And part of the reason why that swing was on that breaking ball was the pitch before was a firm fastball that was close to being a strike. Stays on top, starts at the belt, ends up towards the dirt for a swing and miss. Fooled on that pitch, especially because that fastball was about belt high on the inside corner of the pitch before.
Danny Echeverria, 9 for 41 with the Rays. He's being acquired from the Marlins. 1 double, 3 runs batted in. He's 0 for his last 20. Lines this one back up the middle. That'll snap the over. Third hit allowed by JC.
Left fielder,
There's a man on with Peterson coming up. Shane Peterson, the left fielder. He went hitless last night. Will lift this one down the line, slicing toward the seats and out of play. Peterson hitting .246. 26th game for the left fielder. Long Beach State. Oh, 2.
Good feel for his curveball early on. You look at percentages of curveballs, from around 17% of his pitches for J.C. Ramirez, curveballs. A 35% slider, 48% fastball, though he threw a lot more fastballs that last game out against the Rangers, and it was very effective with his fastball.
Ground ball under the legs of Echeverria. Another too good of a spot for a pitch with 2 strikes.
Catcher number 45.
2 on, 1 out.
Trying to go that fastball inside, and it drifted out over the plate. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, but not quite off the plate in. And lines it in the right field for another hit. 4 hits already for the Rays in this game.
Yeah, on paper, it would seem like it'd be a tough matchup for JC because most of the stuff that he throws is firm. He's got a few of those slow breaking balls over.
I think fastballs inside is not where to go for him, especially against left-handed batters, although at times it's effective. When you go inside, you have to make sure that's more of a cut or four-seam fastball that's not going to drift out over the plate. It's going to be a ball. It's for show, and then run that fastball away to get an out with it.
Jesus Sucre at the plate. 245, 4 home runs, 21 runs batted, and there's an overthrown breaking ball. So now you've taken the double play out of order. Behind the count at 2-0. Ground ball to short. That'll cost you a run. That's a good nothing Rays.
Otherwise, that's going to be a double play ball.
Yep.
For a guy that's rolled into 5 double plays instead, ends up being an RBI ground out.
Product perhaps of trying to make the perfect pitch to a guy you don't really need to throw a perfect pitch.
All you got to think in terms of that is keep that ball down. It's going to be hit on the ground. You got very good coverage in your infield. That's how you get a double play ball. There's been a couple times in this inning where you see JC kind of frustrated, punching into his glove. Tells me that he didn't get the pitch down exactly where he wanted to, but you just got to try to move on as quick as possible after you make a bad pitch.
Alex Smith grounded out his first time up, takes a big fender in for a strike. 1-0 Rays. They struck early last night. They strike first today. Escobar in on the grass at third. Peterson, the base runner, at third base. 0-2.
It's almost a time if you're Cameron Maybin, you might take a step or two in from left field. Especially on a slow breaking ball. Try to flip that ball out to left field. So you got to be ready for that ball out your way for Cameron Maybin.
Did not go. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 35 pitches thrown for JC. Couple of hits, a wild pitch, and an RBI ground out. Dribbler toward first, and it'll go foul. Malik Smith, 24-year-old, native of Tallahassee, Florida. Santa Fe Community College at Gainesville, and that's where the Padres picked him up 5th round back in 2012. A 3-team deal coming over the Rays. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It was the Drew Smiley trade. Atlanta, Seattle, and Tampa Bay. Two. Breaking ball. Let's roll to Valbuena. It's a fair ball. Takes it himself. It's the 3rd out, but a big, costly, wild pitch gives the Rays a 1-0 lead, courtesy of the Soup Gray groundout. Honda Center on Saturday, July 29. Daniel Cormier and John Jones battle it out in the co-main event, while FXX has the prelims covered with number 3 Ricardo Lamas facing number 15 Jason Knight in the featherweight division. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Pacific on FXX. Also on the main card is Chris Cyborg Justino, who will be here tomorrow to throw out the first pitch.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. July 29th, where are we at? Toronto? That sounds
yes,
right.
Toronto.
Paul Macon. Now we'll take things off. We got a day game in Toronto. Although, you've got the G5 always hanging around.
Just in case of a special event.
And then be able to make it back for the Sunday day game in Toronto.
We could do it.
Yeah. Customs, no problem. Alex Cobb had himself a 1-2-3 first. 3 ground ball outs to Echeverria, one of which was a liner that handcuffed him. Goes down as a 6-3. Albert lines it out to left field. It's a leadoff single. Brought the hands in.
Yeah, real good job of doing so. Cobb got in on the hands of Mike Trout. Surprised we didn't see many of those pitches last night with Trout's first game back. Fastball's in on that thumb. Goes back inside with his fastball. Albert brings his hands inside very well to be able to get the barrel of the bat on that baseball and line it in to left field. It's pretty quick for Albert. Now 7 for 10 in his career versus Alex Cobb.
2,905th career hit for Albert Pujols. Now Simmons up next on the all-time list at 29-29. Good number, 29.
Rod Carew.
Good old Rod. Here's Yunel Escobar. That looked like Albert was thinking about taking that little walking, running lead and taking off to second. You want him to go one flap down? Or double flap it?
Double flap.
Uni hitting 284. Ground ball left side will sneak through. Escobar had a signing event earlier this morning at Irvine. Good crowd,
yes.
too. Huge. I just happened to be in the area by mistake. Not by mistake. I was there doing something else. And I happened, by mistake. I drove to my stick.
You drove.
Where am I at? I looked up and it's, why am I on Culver?
I was just sitting home next to me. No, I'm driving off, and then I see Escobar.
I wasn't even driving. But there was a huge line. The AM830 van was there. They're doing a little remote. But a lot of Angel fans out there to get Uni's autograph.
I'll tell you what, he is fun to talk to. He's always has a smile on his face. He's had an interesting lead too at first base, standing on the base and realized that Alex Cobb was already in the stretch position. Decided to take a big lead at first. Another base hit on the ground for Escobar, either up the middle or on the ground. Large percentage of his hits.
Simmons hitting 289 on the season. Has two men on. Off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Andrelton last night 1 for 4, had a double. His 22nd of the season. Driven home 39. Breaking ball down the line, foul.
Now it's time for the driver's seat, brought to you by the new 2017 Kia Sorento. Speaking of Andrelton Simmons, what he has done so far this season, as far as the batting average, the home runs, the doubles, slugging percentage, on base percentage, all pretty much up except for doubles, tied what he had last season. Very solid season so far on the offensive side. For Andrelton Simmons, a chance to tie this game up.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Pujols at second, Escobar at first. Back-to-back singles to start the second against Cobb. Whom they say averages 26.1 seconds between pitches. Second most behind Yu Darvish. Two-two. Yano with a fastball. For strikeout for Cobb, 1 away.
Well, he ran that fastball inside. He will pitch inside quite a bit. He's already hit 6 batters this season. Big strikeout for Cobb. And not overpowering with his fastball. Locates his fastball well there at 92.
First opportunity the Angels have had with the man in scoring position. They're 0 for 1, so here's Luis Valbuena. First baseman hitting 181. 11 extra base hits, 23 runs batted in. 0 for 4 last night with a strikeout. They shift on Luis.
Well, a lot of room in left center field too for Valbuena if he can stay back and drive the ball that way. You know, one thing you have to do as a pitcher when you have a team that puts a lot of defensive shifts on, you have to pitch to that defense. And the best way to do that against Valbuena would be a slow curveball to force him to hit the ball on the ground to the right side of the infield. Very important for Luis to think in terms of staying back and driving the ball the other way. A lot of room both in the infield and the outfield the other way.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Got to believe that conversation has to be right away. Hey, let's go at that pitch again, and then again if we have to.
Yeah, but do you really need to have the conversation?
No.
You're 0-2 and you've made him look foolish on the second pitch.
There's no setup pitch at this moment if you're a pitcher. You're hoping that's the case for Valbuena.
Sucre, the backup to Wilson Ramos. The old backup visit to the mound. Oh, 2. Jammed him, bounces it over to Miller. And Chavarria turned a double play, and the Angels waste a golden opportunity to get the first 2 on and get nothing out of it. We're headed to the 3rd with the Rays up 1-0. Nationals in town for the first of a 2-game series. Fans in attendance that night get the Trout MVP double bobblehead, courtesy of the Automobile Club of Southern California, while supplies last. For more information, just go to angels.com. Top of the 3rd, 1-0 Rays. Angels did not figure out Alex Cobb in that second inning to try at the very least time the score. So here in the 3rd, the Rays have a lead, and they will set up 2, 3, and 4. Dickerson, Longoria, and Morrison. Jesse Ramirez, 19 pitches in each of the first 2 innings. 3 strikeouts, no walks, 4 hits allowed. Dickerson 1 for 1 with a base hit to right.
Quite a few pitches in the game already for JC. 40 now. We're in the 3rd inning.
Dickerson rips one out to right field. Cole will play this one off the wall. Gets it back in. Dickerson on his way to second. He's got a single and a double to start the night.
Well, we talked about him in the pregame show, how many extra base hits he has. Now 45 on the season. 2 hits in this game. Single and a double. Breaking ball, stayed back on it well, and lines it to the wall in right field. Had a tough time staying back on the split finger fastball and slow curve from Ricky Nolasco last night. Then fastball thrown by him.
Dickerson picks up his 25th double as Longoria looks at a strike. Haven't had a base hit his first time up. Third hit of the series already.
Trying to run that fastball in to get a ground ball to the left side of the infield to keep Dickerson at second base and get an out.
One out to right, slicing away from Calhoun. Got a good jump on it. He'll track it down. Dickerson goes back to tag, and he is in there. Nice play by Cole.
Real good play. Had it go a long way. You see the approach for Longoria was trying to hit the ball to that right side of the field. Some high fives. He gets back into the dugout for his Rays teammates, but a nice play by Cole to run that one down. Looking to drive the ball that way. Some good coverage in the outfield for Cole. And Dickerson initially was thinking that was going to fall in to be able to score. Went back to the base and still able to advance to third on that fly out to right field. Good at bat for Longoria.
Infield in. Logan Morrison at the plate. He struck out in the first. (16 of the 24 home runs he's hit this year down on the road.
Good slow curveball from J.C. Ramirez, looking for a strikeout. Infield in against a powerful hitter. Never fun if you're an infielder. That's a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, good action too. Doesn't get the call. 2-1.
Fox tracks that, runs and gets that inside corner. You see, wanted that pitch executed perfectly. .98-mile-an-hour fastball. Struck him out first at bat on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. And Logan Morrison has struggled with runners in scoring position. A big opportunity for JC to get a punch out. It's a powerful hitter. See those numbers, 128 with runners in scoring position this season.
Two-two pitch. Breaking ball. Full count. Morrison seems like he must be would be older than he actually is. He's 29. Seems like he's been around forever. 22nd round pick by the Marlins. Actually born in Kansas City but raised in Louisiana. Went to community college, Maple Woods Community College in Kansas City, the same JC that Albert Pujols attended. '22nd round pick of the Marlins back in 05. 3-2. Breaking ball. It may have helped him out there. Borderline pitch.
Hanging breaking ball. I think right now for JC, 50 pitches thrown, 33 of them strikes. You would think you have a shot at that fastball away now. Track that slow breaking ball outer part of the plate, come back with that 98, 99-mile-an-hour fastball outside corner.
Another 3-2, and that's out towards center. Hit well. Trout racing back. That is gone. A 2-run blast for Logan Morrison, and the Rays have extended their lead to 3-0. 25th home run of the season, now with 59 runs batted in.
18th home run JC Ramirez has allowed this season. That pitch, a little bit too much of that part of the plate. Wanted to get that one away. Track that one, hits it to dead center field. You have that outer part of the plate, off the plate, all to yours, but got too much of the plate. He hits it out for a 2-run home run.
Ground ball towards short. Bobbled by Simmons, picks it up. Still gets Souza for round number 2.
Second base.
35th home run of the season for the Tampa Bay Rays.
And now 17 out of the road for Morrison.
Already a career high as far as home runs in a season. Heard that a number of times already this season. Baseball carrying very well.
But it's not the baseballs, apparently.
Could be the bats.
Miller taps a foul. Back toward the middle, right where Simmons was playing. And the Rays are done here. But Morrison adds to the Rays lead right to the bottom of the third. It's 3-0 Tampa Bay.
Nolan Ryan, the Express, threw his no-hitter, second of the season. This one against the Detroit Tigers. Cash went up that last at bat the game with a table leg. Umpire said no, go back and use a real bat. Ends up hitting a fly ball to shallow left field. Caught. Nolan Ryan, second no-hitter of his career. 7 total, 12 one-hitters for Nolan Ryan. Number 30.
The other one that year was against Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
at
indeed.
Royal Stadium.
Yes. But
Nolan had
12 one-hitters.
Yep. Nolan had 17 strikeouts in that game against the Tigers that day. 17. I can understand Norm Cash taking a table look. What? Why not?
He punched out, I think, 3 times already in that game. Try something different.
Yeah. 3-0 Rays. 8-9-1 for the Angels here in the third. Maldonado, Pennington, and Maven.
Best thing is the umpire asked, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I haven't been able to hit with a regular bat, so I might as well try this." He made him go back and get his normal bat to finish off that no-hitter.
You know who that home plate umpire was? The great Ron Luciano. And I'm surprised he didn't allow it. This is a pop-up right up the elevator chute. Danny Echeverria making the call on the catch, 1 out. You talk about of all the guys that you think would allow someone to swing a table leg to try to make the last out of a no-hitter, it would be Ron Luciano, the home plate umpire, one of the funniest guys ever.
Oh, yes.
He wrote a couple of books, did he not? And they're all great.
It was pretty funny.
Yes, it was. Three-man crew that day, by the way. Davey Phillips at first base.
Davey Phillips, remember him well.
And Bill Haller. 2 hours, 21 minutes, 41,000 at Tiger Stadium.
17 punch-outs?
17 punches. Let's see, he got a couple guys 3 times. Duke Sims and Dick McCullough. Pennington getting to start tonight at second base, hitting .241.
I keep thinking of walking up there with a table leg instead of your normal baseball bat. Let me try something different.
I guess it makes a difference if it was like a coffee table leg versus an end table. Slightly larger, maybe. Perhaps you could sell an end table.
Or that Kramer coffee table he brought on to his show to Seinfeld.
3-0 pitch. And a 4-pitch walk to Pennington. First free pass issued by Alex Cobb. Top of the order now. Maven coming to play. Yeah, that other no-hitter that year was against Kansas City, May 15th. At the K. Breaking ball misses inside. Tough for you to call it Kauffman Stadium. He grew up at Royal Stadium.
Royal Stadium. Boy, 18 strikeouts, 17 strikeouts. That was about a month worth of work for me.
What's that?
That was about a month for me to get 17, 18 strikeouts. No one would get that almost every game. You go out there, let me see, I'll go 16, 17 punch outs.
What Crash Davis say about strikeouts? They're fascists?
Yeah, overrated. Announce it out.
Beach balls interrupted Alex Cobb's brisk pace tonight. One ball, no strikes. Oh, Pennington leaning is picked off.
That is the 5th pickoff this season for Alex Cobb. And coming in this season, just had 3 in his career. Leaning and picks him off.
One-0 pitch. Opens up the count of the ball with a strike. Two and one. Cam trying to find his groove. 4 for 32. The month of July. Hitting 284 in the month of June. Two balls, 2 strikes.
When you go back to that pickoff by Alex Cobb, mentioned that's his 5th of the season. You see why. He collapses that front knee right here when he goes to throw. Right here, he'll collapse it, and then that front leg, and then he throws over the first base. As a base runner, you're taught to read he's going home when he does that. That's why he was able to pick him off. Again, could have easily been called and should have been called a ball.
Maben goes down looking. The Angels are done here in the 3rd. We're headed to the 4th inning. 3-0 Tampa Bay. Let's receive a pair of Trout number 27 socks courtesy of Micro Semi while supplies last. For more information, just head over to angels.com. 3-0 Rays. Danny Echeverria ready to lead things off. There's Mike Trout, second game back off the disabled list. Rays sending up 7, 8, 9. Echeverria snapped it 0 for 20 with a base hit with 1 out in the second. Eventually scored on a ground down. Native of Cuba. Picked up in a trade with the Fish on June 26th. 1-1. Chopper over towards second. Pennington has to come in on it. One down.
Left fielder.
Brings up Peterson. 1 for 1. JC's allowed 6 hits, 2 each in the first 3 innings. Last one, the home run to Morrison to straightaway center field on a 3-2 pitch. Out towards shallow left field, and Cameron Maybin not going to get there. It'll fall in. Peterson trying to go to second base. A quick throw, and Pennington has it go off his glove. They had a play at second.
Yeah, good throw. Quick throw by Cameron Maybin. 4 outfield assists this season.
Catcher number 55, Jesus Sucre.
Used the bare hand, a quick throw, 1-hop throw.
That's what you want. I mean,
exactly.
If you're going to throw it, it's a long hop, so it's a good, easy play for you. Just took his eye off the baseball. I think they got him.
I think a real good shot at it. That's right on the base.
Oh, heck yeah, they got him. So it's a double for Peterson. 7th hit now for the Rays, and here's Jesus Sucre. So Peterson with a couple of hits tonight. Out toward right center field, and that will fall in there. Peterson comes in to score. 4-0 Rays. So make that 8 hits now allowed through 3 1/3 for J.C. Peterson. J.C. Ramirez Peterson scoring on that single.
And that was a pitch up, hits the ball well to right center field. Couple RBIs for Sucre in this game. Dropped his elbow, elevated that pitch, belt high. Good swing there for Sucre going the other way. RBI on a ground out, RBI on a single.
Smith, the center fielder, twice as grounded out. Tough guy to double up. Movement now going on in the Angels pen. One ball and strike.
We look at the split so far this season for J.C. Ramirez. 1-4 coming into this game at home. with a 5.44 ERA, but on the road 7-3 with a 3.60.
1-2. Yusmeiro Petit, first man up. Now back. Again, on paper, I just think it's one of those matchups that just tends to favor the Rays because of their approach at the plate. JC's not one of those guys that has 4 quality pitches as a starter that can mix them all in. He's still learning to be a starting pitcher.
Really has incorporated his curveball this season. Started throwing his curveball more so in spring, stretch out as a starter.
Got him upstairs. 2 outs.
Used to throw a split finger fastball. Very rarely throws that pitch now.
And still, because he's still kind of quote unquote getting his feet wet as a starter, the tendency seems to be for him when he gets frustrated, he's trying to go harder, harder, harder with the fastball, which is kind of the last thing. It works against you, especially against a team like this.
Yeah, that's the old saying, is you try easy. I know it's hard to do that, especially when you're competing on the mound there. But you want to go out, and when you get to that point where guys are having some pretty good swings against you, take a little bit off the fastball. So it's very effective. Instead of being 95, 96, 97, throw that fastball 91, 92. You have a little bit better movement. The hitters will be out in front. They'll still recognize fastball, but that 4 or 5 mile an hour differential and the speed of the pitch will get themselves out.
Easier said than done for a guy converted from reliever, where you're taught to just empty the tank, to starter, where you've got to quote unquote pace yourself, if you will.
And that's when you work on stuff in between starts, when you're playing catch in that flat ground out in the outfield amongst your fellow pitchers. Just learn to take a little bit off a fastball just to see the movement. You can see it yourself when you're playing this normal catch. You see that frustration on JC after he didn't get that call. That pitch was a little bit off the inside corner, though. You want to always stay under control. Very difficult at times with your emotion on the mound, but you got to use that in the right positive way.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Dickerson. 2 for 2 with a single and a double. He's also scored a run. Full count. 2, Craig. We'll get the much needed head start at first base. '73rd pitch of the game coming up. Dickerson will chase it for a strikeout, but the Rays had a run. Sucre with his second RBI of the night. 4-0 Rays as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
And by Jerome's Furniture, home of Jerry's Price and proudly the official furniture store of Angels baseball. And by Metro Nissan, doing it right.
Rays up 4-0 here at the bottom of the fourth inning on this Saturday night. Alex Cobb has kept the Angels in check. They had one very good opportunity in the second inning with back-to-back singles by Pujols and Escobar, but couldn't cash those runs in. So the Angels are down 4-0. Calhoun trying to Pujols against Cobb here in their half of the fourth. Cole grounded out his first time up. Halos with 2 hits. That's the Pujols Escobar back-to-back singles in the second. Ground ball to first. Morstead will take it himself one away. Trying to ground ball, got jammed. His first inning at bat.
Last at bat, he jammed Trout on a fastball inside. No pitches inside last night against Trout. First game back.
To Butt. I think it missed low, but called a strike by Hobart. This is pulled and past Longoria. Mike just hooking down with 1 out single, puts a man on for Albert.
6 for 11 in his career versus Cobb. Stayed back well on this break ball, gets that foot down and then lines that base hit by Longoria at third base. Knuckle curveball, stay back, lines it, gets that baseball out in front of the plate for a base hit for Trout. Second hit since coming back from the disabled list. One last night, one so far tonight. One thing you got to keep an eye on is that move over the first base by Alex Cobb. We showed it on that pickoff earlier of Cliff Pennington.
Albert hits one out toward right center field. This one chasing Souza back to the wall, and in front of the wall makes the catch. Trout hustling back to first is in there. 2 outs. Gave it a ride, but just not enough.
Hit well by Albert, aggressive against Cobb on that first pitch. You look at numbers on an 0-0 count, baseball's put in play, coming in this game. Alex Cobb batting average against him on that pitch, 423.
Escobar 1 for 1 with the base hit the left. Escobar, tired of waiting, backs out. You already remember the Rays, 2013 and 2014, 256, 258 respectively for him. He'll hit this one out toward left field. Peterson drifting back onto the warning track near the wall, leaps up and makes the catch. Gave it a ride. Both guys did. Pujols and Escobar, but both stay in the yard. We're through 4 here at the Big A. And the Rays maintain their 4-0 lead.
Squared up very well. Peterson back to the wall, knew exactly where the wall was. The warning track, times the leap against the wall, controls it, finish off the inning. Truck's reason why the Rays lead this 1-4-0 against J.C. Ramirez. They've done a real good job adjusting on breaking balls so far in the game. Remember, we talked about last game out in Texas, threw a lot more fastballs, 4-seam fastballs, but early on here, hit and hurt on the breaking ball. And then the one fastball ends up drifted right in the middle part of the plate against Logan Morrison, dead center field. Hasn't had command of his breaking ball necessarily, and the fastball, that one time he made a mistake, paid for it against Logan Morrison.
Back out for the 5th inning with the Rays up 4-0. 5 strikeouts, no walks, 8 hits allowed. Longoria has one of those. 1 for 2. Ground ball toward the middle. Simmons has it. One down.
First baseman, number 7, Logan Morrison.
It's been nothing easy for J.C. Ramirez tonight. Each of the first 4 innings, he's faced 5 batters.
Yeah, a lot of traffic on the bases against him.
Home run for Morrison, his 25th. 59 runs batted in. 3-0.
See, that's the location of the fastball he needed that last at bat against Logan Morrison. A little too much to the plate. Home run to center field.
Souza's on deck. 3-1. Full count. Nice play in the first row. Club level seats. Rays with 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Break the pitch. It's a little bit too good of a pitch, but he fouled it off. Keep his plate appearance alive.
The speed of the pitch had him out in front. No walks so far in the game for JC though, but 8 hits allowed. 5 strikeouts.
And he works the walk. That's first free pass that JC has issued.
Right fielder, number 20, Steven Souza Jr.
He'll face Souza now with 1 out, 1 on. Souza 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a ground ball to short. Ground ball lined right to Ramirez. He'll turn it into a double play. Souza broke his bat, but hit it perfectly right to the glove side of JC Ramirez. And we will head to the bottom of the 5th with the Angels down 4-0. Is being brought to you by Hyundai. There's no better time to buy a new Hyundai than now. See your local Hyundai dealer or visit buyhyundai.com. Cardinals out 4-0 here at the bottom of the 5th inning, trying to find something. Got to disrupt Alex Cobb a little bit because he has settled in through 4 innings, although he did give up a couple of loud outs to Pujols and Escobar, both taking fly balls to the warning tracks. But he's thrown just 44 pitches in 4 innings, 3 hits. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Simmons, Valbuena, and Maldonado for the Angels here in their half of the 5th. Andrelton struck out in the second. 0 for 1. Two balls, no strikes.
Amazing what he has done. We just showed that graphic. Last 52 games for Andrelton Simmons. .330 batting average. Extra base hits up this year.
Simmons pulls one on left field. Peterson gets over there and makes the catch.
As the baseballs have been hit hard. 4 in a row against Cobb. Trout's line drive single. Albert pulls to the wall in right center field. Escobar to the wall in left center field. Now this baseball hit very well by Andrelton Simmons. Brings his hands inside and lines it to left to Peterson. Another nice play in left field. Runs that one down. Now Cobb liking that defense behind him.
Valbuena grounded into a double play back in the second. No balls, 2 strikes. Breaking pitch, looped out to left. Peterson coming on, and he will make the running catch for the second out.
3 in a row that Peterson has run down. He's had a very good coverage in left field.
So 2 outs, nobody out for Martin Maldonado. 0 for 1 as he popped out on the infield. Ground ball to short. Cobb is just absolutely cruising along. A 1-2-3 fifth. We'll head to the 6th inning with the Rays on top. Sixth inning here at the Big A tomorrow afternoon, 12:37, the first pitch. Parker Bridwell will be recalled. The Angels will have to make a corresponding move to add him to the roster. 3-1 on the season in 5 starts with a 3.24 ERA. He's filling in Matt Shoemaker's spot. And the ace, if you will, for the Tampa Bay Rays, Chris Archer's on the mound for the Rays.
Yeah, that should be a very interesting matchup. Bridwell's thrown the ball very, very well. Chris Archer has a very good tight slider himself. Can rush his fastball mid to upper 90s.
JC Ramirez back out of the bump. It's 4-0 Rays. Fairly economical 5th inning after the 1-out walk. Got that double play. The line out turned it into a double play. Brad Miller 0 for 2. A strikeout, a ground ball to short. Left it foul out of play, 1-2.
Big smile on the face of that fan, able to catch that foul ball.
Yeah, wearing that Red Sox jersey.
Well,
shirt.
Anticipation for next weekend.
Yeah. Miller bounces one to third. Escobar's got it. One down.
Shortstop, number 11, Adini Echeverria.
Echeverria 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. '89th pitch of the night for JC. It's bounced foul. Oh, 2, bouncer to third. Escobar's got it. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by Authority of the Los Angeles Angels. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. 2 up, 2 down to start the 6th inning. That is, Scooby, the first time that JC has done that all night. Retired the first 2 batters to start a frame.
Yeah, the odd thing for JC, he's given up a lot of hits, but also he's got 9 ground ball outs.
This is lifted out toward left center field. Trout racing back, calling for it on the track. Will put it away, and Ramirez with a 1-2-3-6 will head to the bottom of the inning. 4-0 Rays.
brought to you by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica, the new benchmark of minivans. Test drive one at your local Chrysler dealership today.
By Mercury Insurance, we're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by Buick. Rays up 4-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 9-1-2 coming up for the Angels. Alex Cobb had himself a 1-2-3 fifth, and he's just absolutely dealing. 56 pitches, that's it, through the first 5 innings. The most pitches he's thrown in an inning, 13. He's back in the second. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed. The only walk that he's allowed was to Pennington, 4 pitches back in the third.
Yeah, when you look at his career numbers against the Angels, not real good. 1-2 with a 6.51 ERA.
Bouncer foul. Those numbers you were mentioning, it's over 5 starts. This being his 6th career start against the Angels. One ball, 2 strikes. Top of the order, Maben on deck. One away.
Another one of those high fastballs that he generally doesn't throw a whole lot, but he has in this game. We'll go back to that pickoff of Cliff Pennington back in the 3rd inning. It's worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. We'll spot shadow exactly how he was able to pick off Cliff Pennington. We talk about that balk move. He collapses that front leg and the foot in the front and then makes the throw over. As a base runner, you're thinking when he lifts that leg up, he's going home. But he did that and quickly throws over the first for the pickoff. 5th pickoff of the year. He has called for 1 balk so far this year, though. Could have easily called for number 2 on that one.
He'll line it to short, 2 outs. By the way, that was the first pickoff since he picked off Pennington in Tampa Bay. He's got Altuve a couple of times as well this year.
Yeah, with Altuve in the same game.
2 quick counts here. Cole coming up. Cole hitless, twice is grounded out. Once the short, once the first. Looks as if after that 1-2-3 6th inning that Jason Ramirez will be done now with Petit still warming. He'll pitch the 7th.
J.C. Ramirez. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning, really a lot of base runners for J.C. Gave up some hits on his breaking ball today. Went away from that fastball command for the most part.
Two-0. 3 balls, no strikes. With Trout on deck.
So what you look for right here, if you're Cole, if it's not right in your zone at the pitch or 2, get on base and let Mike Trout be aggressive on the first pitch against Cobb. All of a sudden, cut that lead in half.
Caught the corner.
And a lot of those 4-seam fastballs. Upper part of the strike zone, something he hasn't done a whole lot of late. And his 2-seam sinking fastball. He's used that four-seam fastball quite a bit. Fastball, best one at 92. Slowest curveball, 79. Pretty good differential, but his up and down approach as far as upper part of the strike zone fastball, lower part breakable has worked very well for him.
And he draws the walk with 2 outs. So Trout will battle the man on. Second walk issued by Cobb.
Center fielder number 27.
Mike's 1 for 2. Ground out at a single.
You know, I know, Victor, you're down by 4 runs. Generally, you're trying to look for base runners, but mention those numbers on the first pitch put in play against Alex Cobb. Coming in this game, 423. Mike Trout has always been good jumping on the first pitch, so would not be surprised if he is aggressive swinging if there's something in the strike zone here.
That single he had his last time up, 110 miles per hour off the bat past Longoria. It would explain why he didn't dive for the baseballs. This one grounded toward the middle. Echeverria dives, knocks it down, goes to second, not going to get him. That'll go as an infield base hit.
Again, he was swinging on that first pitch, got jammed a little bit, but still strong enough to get that ball almost up the middle. Echeverria able to get to that ball. If he handles it right away, he might have a play at second. Runs that fastball in. Trout did a nice job of bringing his hand inside on that as well as he could. Echeverria, very good range, unable to get Cole though at second for an infield hit here now with Mike Trout. 2 runners on, big moment here for Albert.
Albert 1 for 2. Single and a deep fly ball to right center field. Two balls, no strikes.
What we've seen though from Alex Cobb in these 2-0 counts, he can throw that slow curveball. It's his 6th 2-0 count in this game, yet no runs for the Angels so far against Alex Cobb.
2-0 pitch. Breaking ball is in there. 2-1. Calhoun at second base. He worked a 2-out walk. Job of the infield base hit, stands at first. Just a second threat the Angels have had against Cobb. First since the second inning. Three infielders on the left side. Two-one pitch. He was sitting on that breaking ball that time.
Pretty good depth of that knuckle curve though for Alex Cobb. Alvin was looking to try to turn on that one.
Is this where you think he goes back upstairs?
I think he might try that high fastball again. It's something he doesn't do a lot of, at least at parts of this season. That four-seam fastball, this would be a time where you try it. But you run into danger if it's down a little bit in the strike zone. Albert has a chance making a 4-3 game with one swing in the bat.
Two on the way. Fastball bounced to third. That'll do it. Longoria touches the base. Halo's threat is extinguished. We'll head to the seventh. Still 4-0 Rays.
The Texas Rangers beat Kansas City for the 12th straight time. 1-0. Cole Hamels dealt 7 2/3 scoreless inning. Jake Arrieta beat his former team, Baltimore Orioles, 10-3. Just one earned run in 6 2/3. Now 9-7 this season. And now let's take a look at our big story around the majors. Cody Bellinger, what a season he has had for the Dodgers. We know that home run power, but with that line drive over the head of Stanton in left in right center field, picks up a triple hit for the cycle. The rookie, dominating season for the Dodgers. 5th cycle of the season around the majors. Cody Bellinger, what a story.
Crazy to think, with all the rookies of the year the Dodgers have had, that is the first ever cycle by a rookie. A lot of big names too.
Yes.
And the Marlins yet to have a cycle in their franchise history. Merrill Petit takes over, 34th game. They get 9-1-2 here in the 7th for the Rays. 2-0. 2.84 ERA for Yusmeiro. Jesse Ramirez, 6 innings tonight, 4 runs earned, 8 hits, including the home run to Morrison, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk.
That's still unbelievable. The Marlins have not hit for the cycle.
Yeah.
Won 2 World Series championships in their history. And San Diego has still not pitched a no-hitter.
They're the only team. Because it was the Mets and the Padres forever until
Santana, yes.
Jesus Sucre, the 9th place hitter, is 1 for 2. A single and a ground down, but 2 RBIs. One. So popped up to Andrelton Simmons.
Nice comeback by Petit after being behind the Super 8 3-0. He gets a pop up in the infield to get that first out here of the 7th.
Alex Smith, the center fielder, open 3. A couple of ground outs and a punch out. One ball, one strike. Base hit the right field for Smith. Now you've got to pay attention to him with his speed over at first.
Designated hitter, number 10, Corey Dickerson.
More likely going the first or second pitch. Gets a bat to Dickerson.
Dickerson 2 for 3 tonight with a single and a double. He's also scored a run. Big lead at first base for Smith.
And the key, hold the baseball, hold the baseball. Good base runners try to get some momentum going. If you can hold the ball as a pitcher, you'll keep them there first. Real close play at first. Quick move by Petit.
Double for Dickerson in the 3rd inning, his 25th of the year. Go with the 17 home runs and 3 triples. Only one pitch delivered to Dickerson thus far. Smith on the move. Thrown down by Maldonado. Good one, but it was off the glove of Simmons and then off of Smith. Stole a base.
Well, what a quick throw. That pop time, we talked about that a lot from Martin Maldonado. He got rid of this baseball quickly. A huge jump. I throw right on the arm of Smith as he slides in there. Otherwise, they might have a shot at getting him.
Yeah.
How quick that release was.
If the glove's on the other side, I think they do get him.
That's about as quick as you can throw a baseball for Maldonado. And he might try to steal 3rd. You got to vary your look back to 2nd.
1 ball, 2 strikes. There's 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Evan Longoria's on deck. Top of the 7th, 4-0 Rays. 4 runs allowed by J.C. Ramirez. Breaking ball sky to right center. Trout can't see it. Cole ends up picking it up and firing it in. Dickerson will hold it first with a single. And Smith can only advance to third. Mike never saw it. That's a hit for Dickerson.
Third baseman, number 3, Evan Longoria.
And he's going to a general area where he thinks the baseball is, and he cannot pick it up. He's looking for help from Cole, as Cole tried to get over there himself. And once he saw that Trout was in the vicinity of the baseball, he kind of just went there as far as backup for him. And Anthony Simmons is trying to point up, but again, a lot of times when you do that, you just kind of look up and try to find it. A lot of times you'll see that when you're on the mound, you point to the catcher, it's behind the plate. Well, you just don't know which way to go.
Get that twilight sky.
Yep.
Here's Longoria. Dickerson's on the move and then stopped. The pitch just missed low. You mentioned earlier in the game that Longoria, who's had the propensity to roll into the double play this year 12 times. 1 for 3 tonight with a single.
Tried a couple pitches in a row, just a little bit off the outside corner to see if Longoria would try to pull that ball. That gives you a better chance at a double play. Ground ball at Simmons at short.
Out towards shallow center. Smith with good speeds tagging from third base. Trout underneath the makes a catch. The throw comes home and it's cut off. 5-0 Rays. Longoria picks up his 55th run batted in with a sac fly.
First baseman,
Nice job, Geeks. Good job, Gator man.
So 2 runs tonight on the really a couple of mistakes. The wild pitch by J.C. Ramirez back in the second inning. It cost 90 feet. It allowed the base runner Echeverria to get to third. Eventually scored on the ground down. Now this fly ball that Trout never saw falls in there and puts a man in scoring position at third base. The sac fly brings him home. 5-0 Rays.
We showed Trout the last couple of seasons 7 outfield assists, 1 so far this year. Didn't get a lot on that throw, but the reason why it is last couple of years his outfield assists had gone up, doing a lot of long tossing to strengthen up that arm to be able to make those throws to the plate.
Morrison 1 for 2 in the home run. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dickerson on the move to throw it on the second. Sails into center field. Second stole the base of the inning. Good jump by Dickerson. So man in scoring position for Morrison.
You're getting about 3 or 4 steps before Maldonado has a chance to get behind that throw, and that one sailed the ball in the dirt, so everything worked in Dickerson's favor as far as being successful stealing that base. Third stolen baseman caught 3 times.
Morrison off the end of the bat, pops it up. Simmons gives way to Pennington. Third out is recorded, but the Rays add a run. The sac fly by Longoria. Stretch time. Rays up 5-0. Nelson takes on number 14 Santiago Ponzinibbio plus Joanne Calderwood battles Cynthia Calvillo. UFC Fight Night tomorrow 10 a.m. Pacific on FS1. It's bottom of the 7th. Rays up by the score 5-0. And it's been all Alex Cobb plus the Rays offense. Halos here in the 7th have Escobar, Simmons, and Valbuena coming up. Cobb got extended a little bit in that 6th inning, but then got Pujols into the fielder's choice that ended whatever threat the Angels had with 2 outs. Now 1 for 2. Takes upstairs. Last time up, drove one to the wall where Peterson made a nice leaping catch. To no. This one's out to center field. Smith almost dead in his tracks, puts it away, 1 away.
When going back to my Hyundai key for this game, talked about what they were trying to do and look for. That's what I like. They were looking lower part of the strike zone against Alex Cobb. A lot of success against him for a lot of the Angels hitters, but he is going against that and going upstairs quite a bit with his 4-seam fastball. Got to credit Alex Cobb for making that adjustment. He's been very effective into the 7th inning. Is not allowed to run yet.
I think sometimes you could take the scouting reports, kind of throw them away. I mean, you file them, you listen to them, you read them, you discuss things. before a series starts. Then you watch a kid like Jake Faria go out last night and execute his pitches. Simmons lines one out to center field, and again Smith is there. And you're sitting there watching. If you're Alex Cobb, you're like, all right, well, I realize what I'm supposed to be doing. But Faria's doing this, maybe contrary to what the scouting report says. Well, let me take a page out of that, see if I can do kind of the same things. And so far, he's been able to do that.
Yeah, even though when you look at his numbers, percentage of pitches thrown, he throws a lot more sinking fastballs coming into this game. But when you look at his percentage earlier in the season, he was throwing a lot more four-seam fastballs. So he has that capability of running that fastball upstairs. And you're right, what he saw from Faria last night, why not try that? And he's been very successful doing that.
Valbuena for 2.
And Jim Hickey in the pregame show was talking about it's not necessarily their philosophy for the Tampa Bay Rays that live upstairs at four-seam fastball upper part of the strike zone. Each pitcher slightly different. Even saying that Alex Cobb's a guy that's going to live in lower part of the strike zone, but he went and has been very effective upstairs.
Well, it's one thing to talk about trying to do this as pitchers. Even if you do institute that as a philosophy, you've got to have pitchers in the system that are capable of doing it. Otherwise, you're just asking for a lot of trouble.
Like if I was asked to live upstairs with my four-seam fastball, it wasn't going to work.
Right. You were a sinker baller.
Yes. But like the odd thing, when I was drafted by the Royals out of high school, I was a four-seam curveball type pitcher. They changed that completely into a sinker slider, and then I could not throw a fastball after learning to be able to work that sinker down and that slider down and away. If I threw a fastball upstairs, it was a mistake and it was going to be hit a long way.
Valbuena hits one out towards center field. Smith chasing it toward the warning track at the wall. Goes up and over. That is gone. Luis Valbuena homers to center field. A solo shot, his 7th of the season, and the Angels get on the board. It's 5-1.
7th home run, hitting the ball the other way for Luis Valbuena. It's our top tier play brought to you by Arco. On a good swing, trying to drive the ball that way, then try to pull it. When you look back at 38 home runs the last 2 seasons for Valbuena, it's the ability to hit the ball up the middle or the other way. That's a fastball that was down. We were talking about how well he's pitched upper part of the strike zone. This fastball is down and he hits it over the wall just by the glove of Smith in center field.
Boy, man, Smith makes it interesting out in center field. It's a second straight night he's gone back there. Almost robbed Pujols last night.
Just missed that one. He gets way up in that wall. Tell you what, you're going to look at these score and it's 5-1, and you think, and Alex Cobb has pitched a good game. There's been some baseballs that have been hit well, but he's kept the ball in the ballpark until that swing from Valbuena.
And Faria has this one. 3rd down is recorded. We head to the 8th. The Angels do get on the board on the Valbuena home run. It's 5-1 Rays as we head to the 8th.
as we head to the top of the 8th inning, and this has been all Rays up 5-1 here in Anaheim. Ken French back with you, and don't forget, following this one, it's Angels Live presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Myself, Jose Mota, Alex Curry, bringing all the highlights and interviews. Certainly look back at the performance of Alex Cobb, entering this one in 5 career starts against the Halos, an ERA of 6.5. He's just given up 1 run over 7 innings. The only blemish, that homer to Luis Valbuena. Also look ahead to the series finale tomorrow afternoon. Parker Bridwell hopefully will come back from AAA and take to the hill. And oh, by the way, Mike Trout 2 hits in game number 2 on his way back. That and much more in the postgame show right now. We send it back inside, guys.
Thanks, Frenchie. And you mentioned that pitching change. Keenan Middleton in the game now. Now it's time for What's in the Tank, brought to you by 76. Keenan Middleton, 31st game, 2-0 mark, ERA rate at 4. His batting average against him, though, this is under 210 at 206 for Middleton. Will rush that fastball 95 to 99. Has even touched 100. And a very good breaking ball, but he has to stay within himself and not overthrow that breaking ball.
Souza, Miller, and Echeverria for the Rays here in the 8th. Steven Souza Jr., the right fielder, 0 for 3. Strike out, a ground out, and lined into a double play in the 5th. That was by him, 96.
That first pitch was in the strike zone at 97.
That's driven out toward left center field. Trout's going to watch this one go. Off the rocks in left center field. And Middleton gives up the home run. Trying to sneak another fastball by him. Souza hits his 18th of the year.
Fastball, a firm fastball, but it's the middle of the plate, lower part of the strike zone, though. And right to dead center field. Another home run hit in the game by the Rays. 97, hard of the plate, creating lift, and drives that one out to dead center field. By the camera well out there in center field.
Ground ball to second. Huntington retires Miller. 1 out.
Shortstop, number 11, Echeverria.
Well, it's amazing, no matter how hard you throw a baseball, if it's not where you want to throw it, whether it's going to be upper part of the strike zone or on a corner, if it's the middle part of the plate, hitters at the major league level are going to hit it hard.
Two down. This has been a learning process for Keenan Middleton. Guy that Socha has relied on in key situations. The home run ball becoming a little more too commonplace of late. That's the 5th home run that he's allowed. And now his 30th game.
Again, this fastball is special, but you don't just want to just rear back and throw it as hard as you can towards the middle of the plate. You have to try to hit a spot with it. Doesn't have a ton of movement on his fastball, like say a Garrett Richards or even an Alex Meyer as far as on the fastball. But if he locates it well, he can get it by the very best. We saw that against Aaron Judge in New York. Same thing with Cody Bellinger against the Dodgers. Speaking of Garrett Richards, he started to play catch. Tyler Skaggs will be pitching the game in Arizona on Monday. Andrew Heaney will make his 2nd appearance in Arizona on Wednesday.
Toward the middle, Pennington has it go off his glove and then kicks it out to shallow left center field. Peterson has his 3rd hit of the game.
off the end of the bat and off the glove and then kicks it into the outfield. Would have been a very difficult play and throw against Peterson down the line. You see it off the foot and off the glove and eventually in the left center field.
Sucre 1 for 3 with a single, 2 RBIs. Popped out his last time up. A little flare out to center. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Hits keep on coming for the Rays tonight. Hopefully Parker Bridwell is taking note. He's just planning on trying to attack this Rays lineup with fastballs. And boy, by guys, they will find their hits. 13 so far tonight.
When you look at Parker Bridwell, when you look at his combination of slider and changeup, I think those 2 pitches should be very effective against the Rays, especially that fade changeup on some of the left-handed batters for Parker.
Smith, the center fielder, had a single his last time up, 1 for 4. Snap throw to second base. Peterson back in there. Little flare out the left field. Maben squeezes it. The Rays add a run on the home run. Steven Souza Jr. hit at the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-1 Rays. Just 5 hits tonight. Trout has 2 of them. Pujols, Escobar, Valbuena. Valbuena picking up his one and only hit. It was a home run, getting the Angels on the board in the 7th, but it's a 6-1 Rays lead. Alex Cobb back out on the mound. 9-1-2 for the Angels here in the 8th. Pennington, Maben, and then Cole Calhoun. Cliff with a walk, a strikeout, takes down and away. Two one. Rays have Brad Boxberger getting ready. He ended up picking up the win last night in relief. 3-1. And is hooked down the right field line, and it goes foul. Just down in front of it. Full count. Pennington goes down swinging one out.
There's that four-seam fastball once again for Cobb. Runs it upper part of the strike zone for a swing and miss.
Strikeout number 4 for Cobb. Go with 2 walks.
And again, the reason why you're seeing that a lot more in baseball now, that four-seam fastball upper part of the strike zone, is because a lot of the swings now for hitters is more of that uppercut to create lift on the baseball to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And as pitchers with those type of swings, you get swing and misses more easily on the upper part of the strike zone as compared to the lower part of the strike zone with your fastball. We used to think in terms of lower part of the strike zone, get a ground ball out, but hitters now are trying to create lift and drive the ball out of the ballpark, lower part of the strike zone.
Two balls, one strike. I mentioned earlier, Cobb is one of those guys that has been known to take time between pitches. You talk about a quick pace tonight. Correa had one last night. This is line to left. Peterson's there. 2 outs. And I think, as you mentioned, with the pitch clock down in the minor leagues, young players are getting used to it. And once they get to the big leagues, that's what they know. That's what they're accustomed to, is being on that pitch clock. So they come to the big league, say, all right, let's just keep that tempo, and it works.
I think it's going to happen real soon at the major league level also. Like very, very soon it's going to happen, and I think it's a good decision for the game. When you think about it, there's been a lot of real good plays made by Tampa, a team that really isn't known to be a great defensive club, at least numbers-wise this year. But when you work at a quicker pace, you see some really good plays in the field here in these first 2 games.
Cole's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. No balls, 2 strikes.
Alex Cobb is definitely looking impressive tonight. His name's been talked about as potential if somehow the Rays fall out of the race. But the way they're playing right now, the way they're swinging the bats, they're going to be in that conversation for the wild card the entire season, if not the division. And riding that fastball upper part or above the strike zone. Again.
Next offering from Cobb will be his 100th of the night. Oh, a little flare down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Double. Ball goes into the seats. 12th double of the year, and Trout will get an opportunity with a man on and 2 outs.
That high curveball stayed back on that one well. Didn't try to pull. Just shoots that ball the other way. Picks up a double. 12th of the season to go along with his 12 home runs, 24 extra base hits for Cole Calhoun this season. Had a career high last season, extra base hits.
Halos have yet to get a base hit, or a hit, I should say, with the man in scoring position in this series. 0 for 10 so far. 0 for 3 tonight. John 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. The last single for Trout at infield variety. That was in the 6th. One-0. 2 balls, no strikes.
Ninth time in this game for Alex Cobb. He's been behind in the count. 2-0. He's thrown a curveball a lot of times in these counts. Might try to fastball in here though.
Pulls a foul behind Ron Renicky. It's 2-1.
Pitched Trout very effectively, even though Trout has a couple hits. And the last one being an infield hit. First at bat, jammed him. Ground ball to short. Back inside again.
Three balls, 1 strike with Pujols on deck. Boxberger ready to go in the pen if necessary. And Trout works the walk.
Pretty good patience there. He stayed inside. He was not going to give in, Alex Cobb. A lot of times the hitter, you want to drive in a run, but you expand your strike zone and you get jammed, and Trout works the walk.
That'll be his last batter, I think. Kevin Cash coming out with Boxberger ready to go. Or it could be just to see if he's got enough gas in the tank. Made a good pitch on Albert with 2 on, 2 outs in the 7th inning.
Yeah, he's going down to that bullpen.
Yep.
Nice job, though, by Alex Cobb tonight.
Boxberger coming out for the 2nd consecutive night. Got ourselves the first pitching change for the Rays. Happens with 2 outs here in the 8th. It's a 6-1 Rays lead. Alex Cobb, 7 2/3 innings, 6 hits, including the home run to Valbuena, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's responsible for the 2 guys on base. Calhoun at second and Trout at first. 105 pitches for the right-hander. And it'll be Ed Boxberger taking over. Picked up a win last night, as we mentioned. Next innings facing Albert Pujols. 2 on, 2 outs.
Now Boxberger fastball is 89-94. Will cut his fastball, curveball, slider, changeup.
Fouls back that first fastball. No balls and a strike. What? Ground ball short. Pujols grounded to a fielder's choice and ends the threat once again. We head to the 9th inning. 6-1 Rays. For Live Angels Baseball, stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Angels home screen icons and app features, as well as Game Day Live, game video highlights, radio broadcast, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. Jose Alvarez comes on to pitch the 9th with the Rays up 6-1. Called up before the game yesterday. This will be his 41st appearance. It's been a struggle all season for him. 0-3 with a 5.40 ERA. Rays here in the 9th will have Dickerson, Longoria, and Morrison. So a lefty, righty, and a lefty. Middleton goes 1 inning, gives a run on 3 hits, including the home run to Souza. Dickerson tonight, a 3-hit game in his 500th career game. Singles at a double, and he rips that one. Fouls it straight back. That was right over the heart of the plate. Four-hit night for Dickerson. It's a leadoff single, perhaps more. It's going to go to the wall. Second extra base hit of the night.
It's his 46th extra base hit of the season. for Corey Dickerson, the All-Star. Jumps on a fastball, upper part of the strike zone, belt high, turns on it, gets into the gap in right center field. Showed it last night how he's got that plate coverage. Very aggressive swing in the bat.
Longoria 1 for 3 and a sac fly in the 7th. Jumbo Diaz getting ready. One and two. Very few times a nickname actually applies. Jumbo's case, it works.
Yeah. Big fella.
Big boned. Down goes Longoria. That one foul tipped into the mid. One out. There he is. He'll get the bottom of the 9th. Jumbo now 33. Listed at 6'4", 315. Logan Morrison 1 for 3, a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning. Rays with 6 runs on 14 hits have stranded 7. The Angels 1 run on 6 hits, left 6 on base. 2 runs so far in the series for the Halos. That's it. Morrison shoots it down the line, slicing foul and out of play. 1 ball with strike. One. Tied him up nicely underneath the hands. 1-2.
That's a pitch I think that for Jose Alvarez, when he's going to be effective, it's got to be able to throw the fastball inside or even off the inside corner against left-handed batters. Just set up that breaker ball away so they don't have plate coverage against them.
Pulled toward first. That is a foul ball. Very close to extra bases. Souza's on deck. Dekers hit a leadoff double. Did not go. 2-2. Down on strikes.
Good fastball. Locked him up.
2 down. Here comes Souza. Souza will get intentionally walked here with Brad Miller on deck. Miller, left-handed batter. 2 outs, 2 on now. Miller, second baseman's 0 for 2. Strikeout and 3 ground ball outs. Escobar to lead things off in the bottom of the ninth for the Angels. Appears as if Jumbo Diaz will be on a relief. Big leg kick and a bouncer to second. We hit the bottom of the ninth. Leadoff double. Walk, stranded on the bases for the Rays. Halos down 6-1.
Now it's time for Land Rover Above and Beyond Player of the Game. Corey Dickerson, 4 for 5. 2 doubles, giving him 46 extra base hits. 8th career 4-hit game. It's the 4th time this season he has done that with a 4-hit game. For Corey Dickerson, the All-Star. Outstanding game for the Rays tonight after struggling last night.
Jumbo Diaz does indeed come on here in the bottom of the ninth inning with the Angels down 6-1. Diaz pitching in his 30th game, 1-3 mark and a 5.02 ERA, 28 2/3 innings, 29 hits, 29 strikeouts, 15 walks. 33-year-old native of the Dominican Republic, La Romana in the Dominican. The winter home of the Los Azucareros del Este.
Yes. Fastball 96 to 99. Slider, changeup.
Spent many winters down there in La Romana with my dad managing. That's where I first met Chuck Finley, 1985. Foul back, maybe 86.
In the win.
They were making him a starting pitcher. You're now 1 for 3. Singled back at the second. Simmons on deck. Valbuena to follow. The topper toward third. That's going to. There's an infield base hit. Two-hit game for Udell.
Former Ray.
I mean, even if Longoria comes up with that at the bear, I don't think he's going to throw it. You're up 5 runs in the 9th inning. You're playing back. You're not anticipating anything like that. 7th hit for the Angels. And here's Simmons. 0 for 3. A strikeout and a couple of fly ball outs. Popped up down the line, and that falls in foul territory.
That would certainly be how you get a rally going, a little infield hit and then a flare to right field like that.
Yep. No balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty good take. That was a sharp slider. Try to get Simmons to chase that one out of the strike zone.
One down.
Twice now in this game, Hamilton Simmons was tied up on a fastball up and in. Once by Alex Cobb, and then Jumbo Diaz with a swing and miss upstairs with his fastball, firm fastball. Very difficult to try to catch up to a fastball located there.
Valbuena 1 for 3 with a home run back in the 7th. That was off Alex Cobb. 7th of the year, 24th run batted in. Cobb's in line for his 8th win of the season. J.C. Ramirez gave up 4 runs in his 6 innings. In line for his 8th loss. Morrison playing behind Escobar at first with a 5-run lead here in the 9th. 2 balls and a strike. Martin Maldonado on deck.
27.
Some queso from Jumbo.
He can run that fastball upper part of the strike zone very well. And then the sharp slider going down and out of the strike zone.
And that's hammered out to right field. Second home run of the game for Luis Valbuena. Big fly, 2-run shot at 6-3.
Those multi-home run games since 2015 against the Angels when he's with the Astros. When a breaking ball spins up there and he drives it out, Luis Valbuena. 2-home run game, solo shot, and a 2-run home run. That got out quickly.
Fifth career multi-homer game. Maldonado swinging a miss. Had one here. We'll get guys cranking the pen in left field for the Rays. Maldonado shoots one out toward left center field. Peterson, Smith. Peterson shy of the track, calls it in, 2 down.
Boy, Peterson has been busy out in left field.
Martin just got that one toward the end of the bat. 0 for 4 game for him. So Pennington coming up. Last hope for the Angels to keep something alive. One out. It's up the count. Cliff tonight. A walk and a couple of strikeouts getting the start at second. One and two. Pennington goes down swinging, and the Rays take game 2 by the final of 6-3.
Another tough one, especially on the offensive side. It's got to find ways to get some base hits with runners on base. So far in these 2 games, Tampa's made some pitches when they needed to, and they've capitalized on the offensive side. They win the first 2 games. The second half here, this 3-game set against the Angels.
As mentioned, Alex Cobb picks up the victory, his 8th of the season. Jason Ramirez drops this one. He's 8-8. Rays win at 6-3. Stick around. Angel Fly post game is coming up next.